before I know many young people, the party actually starts after we leave. Very much so, 9, 10 o'clock. But more importantly, this is an important seat. When you think about Henry Waxman, who has been the Congress member for 40 years, more than probably most of you who have been born. And he stood as a fighter and a doer on the issues that are so important to us, and particularly on the state of Israel. And I'm proud in my history, not only as an elected official, but as a private citizen, of standing up for Israel and being there. In 2006, the Second Lebanon War, when a lot of people were not supporting Israel, I was there in about the same 100-degree weather that we have today, on Wilshire Boulevard, saying, we support Israel. When the flotilla incident happened, I stood with Israel. And tonight, my husband, who would have been here tonight, is actually at UCLA, fighting for something that is very important to all of us. We all know about the BDS. And at UCLA, believe it or not, 2 young women were sued and had to go before the UCLA courts tonight because they had gone to Israel, sponsored by organizations like AJC, which my husband is president of, and that's why he's there tonight. And they said they should be disqualified from voting. And if those 2 young women tonight are disqualified, the student council of UCLA will have enough votes to pass that legislation. This is happening across campuses all over this country. It is young people like you and all of us, I still consider myself young, who will stand up and say, enough is enough, and this is not right. And so this young woman that my husband's leading the team of lawyers there and got them together was sued during the time she was doing her finals. Having to be there and scared for her life because there have been threats on her life. It tells us that we have more work to do. It tells us that we have to stand up for Israel and the rights that we believe are so important. So that my son, as a nice Jewish boy, will go to a college and not be afraid to say, I'm Jewish and I'm proud and I support Israel. So when I go to Congress, I'm going to focus in on the issues that are important to all of us, not only standing for Israel, but on education. Because right now, guess what? There's more tuition debt than credit card debt in this country. I won't ask you to raise your hand about how many of you still have college tuition debt. Okay, oh good, you do. John Duran, okay, that was a few years ago you went to college. But in all seriousness, the important role that we play to make sure that our young people have access to the Pell Grants and the TRIO Grants, and that they can earn, in essence, be able to reduce their debt by going into public service or working at a nonprofit. To make sure that we have an educational system that has preschool for all, universal preschool. To make sure that the civil rights of all of us are so important, because there's a war on women, a war on LGBT rights, and there's a lot of things we have to do because women still make 77 cents on the dollar, and they're still challenging their ability for reproductive rights. So I'm going to Congress to follow, as I say, in Henry Waxman's shoes. They're hard shoes to fill. I'm going to try in high heels, just a little different. But I'm going to go, and I'm going to always have the kind of relationship I've had with 30 years after. Because it's not just when you're running, it's when you're elected, it's when you have challenges that you want to have 30 years after, and all of you be part of the civic engagement. So I promise you here tonight that we will talk about not only public policy on a national and international level, but ways in which we can get more young people to vote. March 19th, you still have a few days to register. I want you to register to vote. Of course, I hope you vote for me, but generally, May 19th. Did I say May 19th? Okay. I said May 19th. Oh, I thought I said, okay, May 19th. And make sure that you go out and vote, because it's going to be a low turnout. But every single vote counts. I won my first race by 225 votes out of 30,000. I know what it means. And as I was calling voters tonight, this woman said, you called me personally? I said, yes. She goes, you have my vote. That's what it means every single day. So I will stand with you, I will stand with 30 years after, I will stand with Israel, and most of all, we're going to stand together to make this country the great place I know it can be. Thank you very, very much.